Hi guys, today you guys are going to be taking notes on your transformations. You did those stations, you explored with them, got exposed to them. We're going to take some formal notes now. So here are the materials that you're going to need. You need a highlighter, 3 different colors of colored pencil, a pencil, glue, scissors, and 3 sheets of paper. I wouldn't suggest cutting all of the sheets of paper right now. I would just do it one at a time so that you don't get confused. I'll tell you in the video when you should cut things, glue things, stuff like that. It's also important that when you're working, if you ever need to stop something so that you don't get behind, pause it, get caught up, and then you can move on. All right, so you should already have your table of contents stuff written down. As I'm making this video, I'm not sure of page numbers right now, so you should already have page numbers. You should be good there. So we're on translations first. So translations look like this. So I'm going to hold this book in front of here so that you can see it, and I'm going to point things out as we go. So the first thing we have on here is a definition. A translation is a slide of a figure. Now, this right here, I should have showed you how to fold it in class. So we've got it folded. When you pull it open, then you're writing down the coordinate points. So over here is P, Q, R, S. So you're writing down the coordinate points of these. Then it's P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime. You would write down the points of those. So when I shut it, I see here that it's moved from here to here. So if you look down here, here's our formal rule for that. We took our XY coordinate, we went +6 to our X. We moved 6 to the right. We took our Y and went -2. That means down 2. So we start here, 6 to the right, down 2. There's our new S. So we do that for all the points. You can go ahead and put highlighter over those if you'd like. Excuse me. All right, looking down at the bottom here, it says a translation. Looking at it upside down, creates congruent figures, same size and shape, just a new location. All right, now you need the 3 squares. You need to make sure they're glued in this order. Follow very closely what I have done here. What I want you to do, see if I can show this and at the same time. So XY, look here, it says 3 units left, 3 units, and 4 units up. So that's X minus 3, Y plus 4. So JKL, I wrote you the points for those. You can get those from right here. Now if I were to move J 3 to the left and 4 up, where is the new one going to be? You need to write the coordinates and graph it over here. All right? And it appears it's going to go off the graph a little bit, and that's okay. All right, then you would come down here. I want you to keep filling in. This is for you to practice. And down at the bottom one then, here is where you start. You go to the R prime, the Q prime, R prime, S prime, and it says describe the translation. So I want you to write it in English right here, and then write me that formal math rule like we did up there. All right, so here's one final look at both pages. You can go ahead and pause the video and do what you need to do. All right, we're going to move on to reflections now. So start with our notes over here. A reflection, a transformation that flips each point of a figure over a given axis. So yours started out with just this black figure right here, okay, which is PQRS. I gave you the points of PQRS over here. Then in a purple pencil, you are supposed to reflect over the y-axis. I colored that purple. So we take this and we flip it over the y-axis. So here's our new P prime, Q prime, R prime, and S prime. Then in red, you're supposed to reflect over the x-axis. So I highlighted the x-axis in red, and then we flip it down here. I put my points for that right here. Okay, down here at this little chart then, red for the x-axis, purple for the y-axis. if you look at your coordinate points, let's start with the x-axis. It was negative 2, 3. It's now negative 2, negative 3. So what changed was that y value. We did the opposite of that. Up here for the y-axis, it was negative 2, 3. It's now positive 2, 3. So this first number is the one that changes. Now, if you look down here at the bottom, right there, that's kind of interesting. It says if you reflect across both axes at once. So that would be like if I went to across the y and then flipped it down here. And there is going to be a problem that has you do that. All right, and then write this thing down right here. Okay, so that's what that page looks like. All right, moving on to this page now. So here's the things that you need. I'm telling you how to reflect each one. I'm sure you can see that there. Okay, now you'll notice this one looks a little goofy. All right, so I wrote out the points J, K, L, and I'm telling you, if you do the x-axis, well, if I use my rule, this is what you should get. So if I go and plot those points, look how part of my figure is above it, part of it's below it, so that means it's going to be the same there. So we never really have done one like that. That looks a little silly. All right, going down to this one, A, B, C, reflect across the Y. So you can highlight the right one, write your rule, give me the coordinate points. Okay, down here, you have Q, R, S. You need to write the points. Q prime, R prime, S prime right here. Write the points. Using this little guide over here, fill in the blank. We reflected across blank. See if you can get it figured out. All right, here's what the reflection page should look like. Pause the video. All right, last one is rotations, the tricky one. Okay, here's our definition at the top. Here you'll just notice I have one little point at 2, 5. Go ahead and label all the way around here. CC is counterclockwise, C is clockwise. This table right here is going to be your best friend. Okay, this is giving you the rule if you cannot remember or if you can't figure out how to rotate something. So the point 2, 5 is right there. If I go to the purple, that's 90 degrees clockwise. It's now at 5, negative 2. So here's the rule for that, y comma negative x. Okay, I'm back up here. Red is going 180 over there. So that's negative 2, negative 5. There's my math rule right there. The blue would be going 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, so that's at negative 5, 2. So here's your math rule there. And if you were to do a 360, you would still just have that same point, 2, 5. So we started with 2, 5. Here's what happened to that point, doing all those different things. So these little math rules will help you. Okay, and then copy this right here. All right, over on this one now. It's going to really help you to write out these coordinate points, okay? So I wanted this one to be 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. So here's my figure, here's my rule. JKL, I wrote the points. So if I would follow my rule, here's my new points. If I go graph it, label it, that's what it's going to look like with a red colored pencil there. All right, you need to do this one down here, ABC, clockwise. Oh, I didn't say how much. 90 degrees. Sorry. 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. So fill in your rule. Okay, use that from over here. Put points ABC, put your new points over there. Okay, then this one. Write down the points for QRS. Write down the points for Q prime, R prime, S prime. Look at these little arrows here and see if you can fill in the blank. It was rotated blank about the origin. See if you can get that figured out. All right, here's what the rotations pages should look like. You can go ahead and pause the video now. All right, so that wraps up the 3 transformations that we have talked about. There is one more, but that one we'll do as a class. So if you have any questions you need to ask me, go back, watch anything again. I hope you took good notes and did what you were supposed to do.